Feds stumble on what Muslims in Michigan were doing in secret and shut them down. Dearborn, Michigan was once an all-American town, where American businesses thrived and the residents were all peace-loving Americans. That has all changed in recent years thanks to the influx of Muslims that settled in the area. Thanks to Obama's terrible policies over the last 8 years, the city is being dubbed Little Baghdad. Recently, the Muslim community in the area has found a new method to bring misery to the American people. Their actions prove they have no intention of assimilating with us. Their goals should be crystal clear by now. Immigrants from the Middle East are entering the country in record number, with numbers in Dearborn doubling in the past 5 years. They are not only preparing for the takeover of America but while doing so are putting a massive strain on the economy by leeching off of welfare with bogus claims that ensure they get the most money from the government as possible. Now, these Muslims have been busted in a major welfare fraud ring, and what they have taken from the American people will make your blood boil. US Herald reported. Recently, a Muslim food stamp crime ring was broken up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. 3 brothers Ahmad Khalil Kiran, Jawad Khalil Ahmad Kiran, and Kader Khalil Kiran have pleaded guilty to welfare fraud. The brothers ran the Middle Eastern market where they not only sold food but also ran their crime ring. They plead guilty to fraud as a way to protect 2 other brothers that were also suspected of being involved with a scam that cost taxpayers $736,000 from EBT and $544,000 from WIC over the course of 9 years. Food stamps only allow recipients to purchase certain items with the cards. The brothers offered food stamp holders a lesser amount of cash than the food stamps were worth. They would, in turn, use the food stamps to buy the allowed items. They in effect stole over $1.2 million by doing this. Michigan has made it easy for people to gain access to their welfare programs, especially Muslims. They were the first state to offer their welfare forms in Arabic. Another kicker to the Michigan welfare system is that they allow Muslim men to claim up to 4 wives when filing for welfare. All they have to do is list them as extended family on the form. This makes it less important for Muslim immigrants to assimilate. Instead, they can keep living their lives as a separate society when they move to places like Michigan. This raises 2 issues: welfare abuse and trying to fundamentally change a nation. How long until Michigan also allows Muslim immigrants to set up their own Sharia courts? One man recently did a documentary on Dearborn, Michigan, and was appalled by what he learned during the filming. Many of the women were decked out in designer clothes while flaunting their expensive cars, all while living off the taxpayers' dime. When we're going grocery shopping, you see these young Arab ladies and girls with their kids getting out of Range Rovers using their EBT cards to get their groceries. They're in designer clothes, carrying Prada purses and pulling out their Medicaid cards for their healthcare. They're driving around $60,000 to $70,000 vehicles and living in $250,000 to $300,000 homes, he said. We must continue to expose the truth about what is going on in our country. Our very lives may depend on it. Thanks to people like Brian who worked on the documentary, we are learning the truth more and more every day. We cannot count on liberals because, let's face it, they are completely clueless and would rather watch the world burn than hurt anyone's feelings. It's time to rise, America. Share if you think it is time to rise against this Muslim infiltration.